Picked up these little shop vac attachments specifically to clean dog hair and dirt off the top of the engine. Every time we lift the floorboards, things fall down and land right on top of the engine. Did a good job, got a bunch of the little bits out of there. I need to pull the rocker cover and wire brush away the paint and corrosion and put some fresh paint in there, but much improved. So here's the front windscreen, and you can see here on the bottom there was some water damage at some point in the past. This is all dry now and it's pretty solid. I haven't had any water intrusion in the time I've owned the boat. Here's the aft cabin, starboard side. This has got some rot underneath. It's pretty soft. However, it's dry now, so I think when the front windshield was rebedded, they probably did the same to this window. In some of the other boats we looked at, there was significant water stains, soft spots, and just mildewy, rotting smell in the headliner. This is in the aft cabin, just if you're lying in one of the beds looking up overhead. Here's the aft companionway door, and I still get a little bit of water here. I think it's only coming from the hose. If I hose off the back door area too aggressively. On the decks, in the cockpit starboard side, I've got one small soft spot right about here, and when the decks are wet and I step, I get little air bubbles along the caulking between a couple of the boards. This is the second soft spot. We replaced all these bungs and reseated, well, we didn't replace all the bungs, some of the bungs, ones that were missing, cracked, were replaced, and we tried to back out and reseat and seal the screw underneath any bung that we replaced. That was about 2 years ago, and a few have popped off since then. So we need to do a second pass. I'll probably tackle that this summer. And I don't know if it's going to be this season or next, but at some point I'm going to have to rip out all of this teak, fix the plywood core underneath anywhere there's rot, and I'm going to replace it with the fiberglass non-skid. My cabin tops are sound. We replaced some of the teak trim 2 years ago that was rot, lifting and loose. And here's up in the flybridge, same thing. I got a couple of bungs that have popped out, but as of 2 years ago, everything was capped and sealed. Here's my one big issue. It's wood juice stain on the outside of the hull. It's coming out of 2 scuppers on the starboard side. This lines up with the 2 soft spots on the deck, so I'm definitely getting water underneath the teak deck that's finding its way into the plywood or Luan core and rotting, and then you can see there's this crack in the gel coat, and that's where the wood juice and moisture are oozing out and staining the hull.